Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name's Acacia. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the Dewey Readathon, which was a 24-hour readathon that happened last Saturday, and I participated and I finished 2 graphic novels, 1 novel, 1 short story collection, and started on a second novel. So, I am going to just talk to you really quick about all of the readings and how much I enjoyed them. I did enjoy every book that I read. I am not sure how I'm enjoying the one I started, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So the 2 graphic novels I read were Nightlights and Through the Woods by Emily Carroll. I really enjoyed both of these for very different reasons. The Nightlights I thought was a totally different story when I picked it up. I thought it was about a young girl who really enjoyed reading and kind of dove into that world and a little bit more nostalgic. It was semi like that, but not. It was about a young girl who loves to doodle and draw and has a very active imagination and ends up making friends with somebody who could potentially be imaginary, and their adventures together and how that can get a little scary. And then, again, on the same wave of scary, this is Through the Woods, and this one was beautifully gothic and dark and horrifying, and I loved it. Anyone who has recommendations of novels or graphic novels that are similar to theme and feel of this, please recommend. The novel that I read was Rabbit Cake by Annie Hartnett, and I loved this. I thought it was really, really fun, really, really easy read. It has a character that I really adored, which is Elvis Babbitt, who is the main character. She's a 10-year-old child who is going through the grieving process after her mother dies in a sleepwalking accident. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really beautiful, well executed, really well done. I enjoyed the writing style. I really, really loved and fell head over heels in love with the character Lizzie, who is a mentally ill child. She's about 15, 16, and she is the sister of Elvis, the elder sister, and she's trying to fight very hard to not be and be exactly like her mother at the same time. I felt a lot of compassion and love for her as a character. I highly recommend this. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely darker. It's got some elements to it that are kind of more scary and hard to digest in terms of the human psyche, but it's definitely worth a read. The Lost Daughter Collective by Lindsay Drager. This is a book that was recommended by Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings. I'll link her channel down below. Rabbit Cake was also mentioned by her, so her channel will be linked down below. This is a fantastic book. I loved this. This has elements of gothic fairy tales and child narrators and little nods to Alice in Wonderland and The Wizard of Oz. It is beautiful, it is wonderful, it is strange and very, very obscure. If you are not into random and kind of strange fiction, this is not for you. It takes place over a couple of different time periods as well as in different storylines. So the story takes place with a young child about 5 years old hearing the story of the Lost Daughters Collective in her bed, and then it jumps forward to her being an adult and being an ice sculptor, and then it jumps back to her being a child, and you get to hear the stories that she's hearing from her father throughout this story. It is more complicated than I expected, but it was so beautifully done that I really, really enjoyed it. It was a solid 4 stars for me, and I highly recommend it to those who like the stranger fiction like I do. I plan to read any other books that I can get my hands on by Lindsay Drager for sure. And this is, I don't know if I'd call it a favorite, but it's definitely up there in the favorites world. I'll want it high on my shelf enough that I can see it. And then the book that I started was The Circle by Dave Eggers. I'm not impressed. I don't feel like it's anything spectacular. I'm not that far into it, but it's just not grabbing me the way that I expected. I want to read it before the film comes out because Emma Watson is in the film, so I figure there must be some merit to it and have some some interesting conversations potentially about our generation, or about gender equality, or about the experience of technology. I'm not really sure. I'm wondering if it's going to become a more feminist text, but at this point, I'm not feeling completely feminist blown away. So I think I had higher hopes for it than was expected, or than was warranted. So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, that was my Dewey 24-hour readathon wrap up, and I will talk to you guys soon.